not to be repented of, but the sorrow of the world worketh death.
All right. So if you involved in evil, involved in things that are outside of the guidelines, the rules, regulations of the Bible, you're in that sorrow. That's going to lead you to your destruction, ultimately. All right. Because they promised us liberty. That's what you're about to read. But they promised us liberty. It's a very scripture that says that they promised us liberty. Up in Romans, the first chapter, I think it says that. Yeah, you might as well get that too. So, all right. So read that. Alexander.
First Maccabees. Yep. 1 verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
Yeah, because this evil, these loose customs promises you liberty. This is why these women, these men always want to party. They always want to have a good time. Always trying to find out how fun you are. This is why they want your Instagram. Because your Instagram shows how fun you are. They even tell you that. If you want a good, good Instagram, you basically, you have attractive Instagram so you can get women. You basically got to have a lot of activities being done on Instagram, right? That's what you got to do, right? On Instagram. You got to have a bunch of activities being done. That you're active out in the world, you near a nice expensive car, you dress real nice, you at clubs, you saying something like that's wise or something that's some nigger shit or whatever.
Type of worldly philosophy.
Yeah, quoting the worldly philosophy. There you go.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, a short clip of doing something ghetto or some dumb shit. And in confirmation of those, you'll look at it, oh wow, okay, this is an interesting person. I'm gonna give that person my phone and exchange contact information. But you gotta look at that. The Bacchus resume, Dionysus resume, to show you that they're worthy of being talked to.
Validation. This person doesn't have that much influence on what he's doing.
Right. That's why they want to give you the. Thank you, Mom. They want to give you the Instagram first because they want to see your Bacchus resume. They want to see that.
Yep.
We ain't make it up. This history preceded us. We just give you the information. All right.
First Maccabees 1 verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right. And evils were multiplied in the earth. So when the Edomites, they came out of Macedon, conquered the Greeks, evils were multiplied in the earth. Now the Greeks weren't together; they were broken up into different city-states. So when Alexander came against them, you probably had some other Greek city-states that were happy that that those certain Greeks got taken down. All right, now you had different city-states, meaning like you have a country broken up into different counties. Or I say like Pennsylvania, broken up into different counties. You got Delaware, Montgomery. You got Schuylkill, Northumberland. But it's all one state. All right, so you had Israelites that were dwelling in certain parts. Let's say in Sparta. All right, well, you had Israelites all over, but the founding, the actual foundation of the Spartans were all Israelites. And you had in Athens and Corinth, you had actual Greeks there, but you had Israelites that came there after the Greeks. All right? The actual Japhetic Greeks. Now, when the Macedonians conquered the Greeks, they conquered certain city-states, all right? And absorbed their armies and their customs into the Edomite Macedonians. All right? And that's how they became one people, but you still had infighting amongst the different groups that were in Greece. And the Israelites that were amongst them were one of the main proponents against the Edomite Greeks. And that's what the book of the Maccabees is all about. It's about the fight between the Israelites resisting Hellenization, which means to be made a Greek. All right, that's what all of the book of the Maccabees are about. Histories and different accounts, different leagues and contracts being made with the Romans. Because John Hyrcanus was trying to be friendly with the Romans so they could keep their customs. And the Romans allowed us to keep our customs for a certain time. So you read that all right?
Yeah.
All right, so what do you got?
Wisdom of Solomon
Well, read. All this is relevant is reading.
2. Wisdom of Solomon 2:1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. For we are born at all adventure.
That's Esau being carnal, meaning he believes on what's in front of his face, and he don't know whether he'll lose life tomorrow, so he got to do what he's going to do now. All right. So that means he'll do as thou wilt. He'll go to those drunken orgies to live life to the fullest.
YOLO.
Yeah, YOLO. You only live once. And that's a lie, though. Good?
And we shall be hereafter as though we had never been.
Yeah, maybe you're going to forget. Good?
For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart.
Good?
Which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as a soft air.
Good?
And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away as a trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning. For it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Come therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves.
Could you read it again? What passed by us?
It says, let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us.
What?
Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered.
Yeah, because I remember like seeing whole summers go past, and I feel like I ain't do nothing. Damn.
I ain't travel.
I ain't do nothing. I ain't go to no water park or nothing like that. So you thought like, yeah, we better not waste our time.
Yeah.
We gotta do everything we can right now.
Seize the day.
Seize the day. There you go. That's a good phrase. Good.
Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place.
Yeah.
For this is our portion, and our lot is this.
God.
Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
Yeah, oppress the poor righteous man. That's how Esau got rich, by oppressing the poor righteous man. I got a book. I should have brought it. It's a book that shows you about all the euros that were exported from America to Europe. How much money they made. It's in like the billions and billions and billions like every year. It tells you the exports to Europe. So Esau made a lot of money off of slavery, a lot. Esau trying to pass that away as it's really
the
nothing.
pounds, the sterling stock.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I believe it's Europe.
Euro, sir? Yeah.
It's not. It wasn't just a Britain.
Con.
Britain would be the.
Sterling.
So what's the symbol for the pound? Is like an L, right? Yeah. Like an L. And the euro is like a euro, right?
like a E.
Euro like yeah. So it was like it was like an E. Yeah. It was like a line going through something like that. Yeah.
Well, they got companies around right now that benefit from slavery.
Yeah, and they really tried to diminish the amount of money that was made off of slaves everywhere in America. Off of export. Remember, America used to be a highly productive country with goods that actually produced products. Yeah. And they made trillions. If I would have added up, I'm probably added in post-production. How much money they made. I'll put the page, take a picture of the page of how much money they made. Yeah. How much money they made. How much money the British made, the French, the Swiss, whatever they made off of slave labor. They made trillions of dollars, trillions of euros. Now they didn't have the euro back then, but they used a symbol to describe. They actually traded in like gold, silver, and other metals back then. But they just use that to describe a common currency that's used today, so you can comprehend about the amount of money they made. Yeah, hold that. Read it out.
This from the Atlanta Black Star. Slavery was the largest profit-making enterprise the world has ever seen. Bigger than Wall Street. In fact, Wall Street was a slave market before it was a financial center. The first one is Lehman Brothers, Aetna, JP Morgan Chase, New York Life, Wachovia Corporation.
All little hats too, by the way.
N.W. Rothschild and Sons Bank in London, Norfolk Southern, E.W. Scripps and Gannett, Fleet Boston, CXX, Canadian National Railway Company, Brown Brothers, Harriman, Brooks Brothers, Barclays, and AIG.
Yeah, and then the rest of them that didn't profit directly from slavery, they got a loan from Rothschild or one of the bankers to start their business. So they technically did profit off slavery, off starting their business. They just they borrowed the money from a person that made their money off of slavery. Right? But again, they try to diminish the amount of money, the trillions of dollars, trillions of whatever currency they was using, gold, silver, whatever, the trillions of ounces of gold and silver that made them super rich. All right. Some of them were already like the Rothschilds. They were already money lenders anyway. That just made them. They just compounded their riches. Right. So that was it.
Yeah. It says,
read the Wisdom Solomon.
let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean, contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending of the law, and objecteth our infamy, the transgressions of our education. He professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us.
And he was made to reprove our thoughts. All right, meaning that the righteous were set up to rebuke, evil, transgressions, to rebuke transgressions.
He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that the Most High is his Father.
Yeah, and Yahweh is our Father. Right? And his Son, Yahweh. What?
Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the Son of the Most High, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he shall be respected. Such things did they imagine, and were deceived, for their own wickedness hath blinded them. As for the mysteries of the Most High, they knew them not, neither hope they for the wages of righteousness, nor discern a reward for blameless souls.
Yeah, as for the mysteries of the Most High, they knew them not. This is why the Lord said, well, not to the heathen, but let the tables be made a snare. Because the heathen's tables are already a snare. All right, meaning that their mind is corrupt, that they can't learn the knowledge of the truth. Because on the table, you eat food on the table. The food is the knowledge. So let the tables be made a snare. So they can't. So what's on their table? It's filthiness. All right, so so the things that they consume, yeah, it's vomit, Isaiah 28. The food that they consume, they break their scriptures down wrong. So they regurgitate. So it's like how Shai said, it's not what goes into the belly, it what comes out. So you can have a bunch of knowledge, but if you don't actually use it, it don't mean anything. Right? So when you apply that knowledge, that's when it counts. Right? Whether it be verbally or whether it be your behavior.
Who made the devil? God.
You did? Did you make him?
No, I didn't.
Did you make him?
No.
Sure?
No answer. No answer.
No answer. You have a brother too and
See how y'all do? And I'm one of y'all.
see how you do.
I didn't do nothing wrong, did I?
Yeah, you did.
I interrupted y'all.
Exactly. There you go. See?
I may be wrong.
Question.
You can't answer that because I know more about the Bible.
You don't know jack shit.
Who fucked Mary from my dick? That's
Joseph.
My name is Joe.
No, Joseph fucked Mary. Okay? You ask who fucked Mary. They had sex with her.
Who had Jesus? You don't even know.
Mary did. From Joseph. From Joseph's seeds. Yeah. See how you quick up on the devil when you talk about speaking. Gotta be on him quick. But Habakkuk 2 and 4.
Habakkuk 2 verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith.
There you go. The soul, the him is Esau. All right? The him is Esau, Edom. All right? But the just shall live by his faith. So the first thing is faith. You gotta have faith, and everything else is gonna be established. Give me Romans 3. Yeah, read that.
Yeah. This is Romans 3 and 26.
Yeah.
To declare, I say at this time, his righteousness, that he might be just, and the justifier of him which believe in Yahushua. Where was boasting then? It is excluded. By what? Law of works? Nay, but by the law of faith.
Law of faith, okay? So you're commanded to have faith. All right, because the faith is the thing that's going to bind you to the Lord. Because if you don't have faith, having, let's say, external mechanical actions are not going to last. Because you're always going to fail and make a mistake. All right, so you have the faith. You get, that's a gift that you get from Yahushua. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 28, therefore we conclude that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law.
Right, so be careful here, okay? It's just saying that you initially have faith first, and then your the Lord gives you that instruction so you can let's say, keep the high holy days, not eat pork, all right? But faith comes first, and the deeds of the law come second, all right? Now, through faith, you keep the deeds of the law, all right? Go ahead.
Verse 29, is he the God of the Jews only? Is he not also of the Gentiles?
Right, which are the Greeks, which we went over, the Hellenized Israelites in detail, all right? Go ahead.
It says, yes, of the Gentiles also.
Right, yes, of the Gentiles also. Right.
Seeing it is one God, which shall justify the circumcision by faith and uncircumcision through faith.
So the circumcision by faith and the uncircumcision by faith, it means the same thing. Faith, that's the most important. Go ahead.
Do we then make void the law through faith?
What? The verse you want.
31,
Go
that's
ahead.
the last verse.
Go ahead.
Do we then make void the law through faith? Yahweh forbid, yeah, we establish the law.
We establish it. All right, so what was taken away? The penalty of death from breaking the law. This is why we be justified through Yahushua. Give me 2 and 1. John. This is why we have the opportunity, or this is why we were promised salvation. It's because Yahushua was manifest as a savior for us. All right? He took away the penalty of breaking the law, which would be death. So now, once we get the faith and the grace, we're filled with that, let's say, instruction to do the right thing, to perform certain acts. All right? But we're not going to perform certain acts also. Read that.
This is first.
Read that. Hold on. Read that.
This is 1 John chapter 2 verse 1 says, "My little children, these things write I unto you, that ye sin not. If any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Yahushua Mashiach, the righteous."
Read it again.
This 1 John chapter 2 verse 1, "My little children, these things write I unto you, that ye sin not. And if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Yahushua HaMashiach, the righteous."
Yeah, so he took away the penalty from the, which is death. All right? He took away that penalty. So now, when we sin, we got that advocate. All right? Now, the only requirement is you have to be filled, you have to have the Holy Spirit. If you don't have the Holy Spirit, you're still going to be accountable for those sins. All right? What verse you got?
James chapter 2 verse 14. What doeth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have not work? Can faith save you? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, for ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needed to the body, what doeth it profit? What doeth it profit? What? Even so faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone.
Being alone. That's a perfect point. So you have to have both. All right, especially when you know the knowledge of the truth, because you have the prophets. We're responsible for both the law and the faith, because we're the teachers. Now, as you go farther, I use the pyramid analogy. As you go farther down, you're going to have less responsibility. All right, but it's ultimately up to Yahweh Shah, because we're the examples. All right, because you're going to have. I say that because you're going to have Israelites that are going to come to their faith at the very last, moment before Yahweh Shah returns, and they're not necessarily going to have any righteous acts. But as it is written, Abraham believed the Most High, and it was counted for him for righteousness. So just that faith can save you. All right. Now there is a designated elect. All right, and there's a designated in America 2/3 of Israel. All right, so you're going to have people, Israelites, that are designated anathema maranatha, which means a thing dedicated to be destroyed. Meaning no matter what you do, you are destined to be destroyed. All right. We can look up, give me Ephesians 1 and 5.
You say Ephesians?
Yeah, 1 and 5, and then give me the definition for their predestinated. What did you have?
I got it.
What you got?
You got 1 Corinthians, 5th chapter.
What?
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 5, and this is verse 9.
What?
Right, reads, it says, I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators.
Not to keep company with fornicators. All right, let me just spell something. Fornication doesn't mean have sex. Don't have sex before you marry. All right, that's confusion. All right, that's confusion. All right. Let's say on the carnal tip, marriage, according to the world or Americans anyway, is when you go to your state and get a license to be married. That's what they are going by. Biblically, okay, which means actually the truth is fornication means indulging in behavior that's breaking the law. Now we can get the definition. Get the definition of fornication.
Yep.
All right, it doesn't mean you have sex before you go get a marriage license. That's stupid. Fornication. Then you got these dumbass people that think they're wise. Talking about some, are you into fornication? Like, what? It's fornication. Oh, having sex before you marry. Like, these people are stupid. Okay? So yeah, you be celibate, and then all of them had sex before. They just trying to act extra righteous.
Yeah,
which again, that's not even righteousness according to the scriptures. That's righteousness according to man. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So the word for fornication goes into pornos.
Porn. Good.
Right. Yeah. It says a man who indulges in unlawful. Well, they're going off there. Well, it could be. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
It could be,
Unlawful sexual intercourse.
Right. Unlawful. It doesn't mean not getting the marriage license first. That's not the unlawful sexual intercourse it's talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Unlawful sexual intercourse would be sodomy. All right. Adultery. All right. Bestiality. Weird shit.
Yeah.
All right. Anal ear. Ear, yeah, Johanna said about the having in the ear, doing it in the ear. Aisha BK said that, and he was referencing doing it in the anus too, and singing a song about it. Johanna said that. I don't think he retracted the statement. He made a statement like over 8-9 years ago. Well, they also saying John felt the truth, so it's no surprise. John felt the truth apparently. He has to get revenge. He has to. He has to. He has to get revenge.
Oh yeah, with
he has to.
Chris Rock.
He said he has to.
Chris Rock.
Boy, man, this motherfucker weird. They call us the worst camp in Israel. That's the fucking worst camp. ISUPK. That's the fucking worst camp. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says fornicator. They also got a man who prostitutes his body to another's lust for hire.
Yeah, temple prostitution.
Temple prostitution, yeah. Yep. Got that for the different gods, you know. That's a form of worship and stuff. Think of Ephesus. So it says also debauchery, libertine.
Libertine.
And that was one
liberated.
of the words that came. Yeah, being free.
Libertine, yeah, from
being
Bacchus.
free.
Dionysus.
Yeah. I think that's it with that.
Yeah, it's powerful word.
Fine.
So it does not mean before you go get a marriage license from the state of Pennsylvania you have sex. It don't mean that. Read that.
Con, this is Genesis chapter 24, verse 63. It says, and Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide, and he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. For she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant had said, it is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done. It says, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. And he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
Right, so that's marriage. So go to Genesis 2 and 3.
This is Genesis chapter 2, verse 3.
23.
Consulate. This is Genesis 2 and 23. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh.
Meaning they're related, they're the same family. What?
She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
Right, I don't see nothing about going to your local authorities and getting a permission,
grant.
a license, permission, grant to be united in holy matrimony, which that goes back to a damn woman too. Holy matrimonial. All right, that's Latin. All right, that's not found in the Hebrew. Holy matrimonial. That's pertaining to a woman. All right, because it's not about your woman. It's about the man. Man taking care of his wife and his children, and leading his household. That's what a man's supposed to do. Not worship, not be united in holy matrimonial. All right? That either means woman or mother. All right? That's not within our customs. All right? Remember that the Greeks and Romans, they worship that feminine goddess and all that. Not Artemis, Athena. That's a woman god. All right? So you got to take your mind out of the customs of the heathen. We're totally separate from their ideologies, their thought patterns. We're separate. And then a lot of times you get confused because it sounds a little similar, but you really got to go into the Hebrew and see that these words mean two totally different things. Go ahead.
The days of the weeks, the months, those days are named after Greek gods.
Yeah, Greek or Norse gods. Yes, and that's not biblical. Our names are numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 to 12, 12 moons, 12 new moons. All right.
Yeah, and then they also believe that they can jump from rod to rod until they get the signature from the judge.
Right. Yeah. They'll jump rod to rod. Then when they get about in their 30s, 35, they want to have one rod now. And if they don't like that one, then they'll still jump out the other rods and then come back to the original one. Or they got the certificate with them. You know? So you can't understand that the scriptures say that our women were going to become harlots in the city. So they were going to, going to be loose. Don't even worry about it. Just let them do what they want to do.
So I got this other precept. I'm going to start at 1 Timothy 4 and 1. Then I'll go back to that 1 Corinthians 5. So it says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
Go back on the what we started with, Bacchus, that free from the constraints. I want you to read that again.
Yep.
Free from the constraints.
So
man, that's telling you more. So understand, every time you come up against a woman or somebody, another family member, telling you to do